Your friends are scrolling through short content, but you, my friend, you're here to learn. Welcome to TRS Clips. Tell me what was bad about my political podcast. Very straight up. I want to know what sucked about it. And I have my own opinions about what sucked. And please be brutal. I'm totally open to it. The second part of the question is that one thing that I've come to realize after studying the world of national politics is that both the BJP and the Congress have extremely strong marketing strategies.
Yeah.
And those marketing strategies are used to actually drive national narrative through social media.
Correct.
So again, the Congress will capture the one on the left side of that horseshoe magnet, and the BJP will capture the one on the right side of the horseshoe magnet. And they have very distinct strategies. I've figured this for sure. Am I wrong in thinking this way? Do you agree with me that there's a lot of marketing and therefore very often propaganda at play from both sides?
I think there's propaganda at play definitely from the government side, for sure. Simply because I think the government wants to sort of put its narrative out. And I think that's fair. That's not a bad word. Propaganda isn't a bad word.
Yeah.
I think the government wants to put its piece outside, and therefore it reached out to people like you. Look, why did the government reach out to you? They reached out to you because you simply have the numbers and they wanted a new audience to come to know. So I think that's fine.
I got 6 million views on Dr. Jaishankar's podcast. What is 6 million compared to a nation of 1.2 billion plus?
But that 6 million will critically decide 2024. So many constituencies will be close fought. And if they could get even 500 of those people to come and vote, or even 1,000, it makes a big difference in a close election. I know of people who've lost an election with one vote. So even if you've converted one person, and here you're talking about 6 million, why not? And ultimately, it's not just about 6 million who are watching. It's also what spread. 6 million is who watched your podcast, but there were also people who saw it on social media. It went viral. There were conversations. So I think, and I know you got a lot of criticism from people that why are ministers talking to you? I think it's fine if you have the numbers, if they want to reach out, if it's a new audience, I think that's great. You should do it. And that's a great medium and should be explored. What I think you could have done better was I think you could have been asked slightly more critical questions. But again, you're not claiming to be a journalist. You're doing a podcast. You asked questions, you asked follow-up questions, and that's fine. Slightly more critical questions, slightly more in depth. Perhaps that could have been.
I do regret not going in depth with the politicians. In saying that, I think my strategy at the start was, hey, this is a big opportunity for me as a podcasting professional that I'll get to enter this world of politics. I don't claim to know too much about the world of politics other than what I see on social media and the news. I'm not a journalist. It's not my subject. It's not something I research about.
And you haven't claimed to be one.
Yeah. Never claimed to be one either. Yeah. Also, I just thought that, by revealing the human side of the politician, because over a 1 hour conversation or 2 hour conversation, people's human sides really come out.
True.
Then why don't you really let the viewer decide if they like this person or not?
Correct.
I don't care about what they are putting out. I did try cross-questioning people in some moments, but one thing I've noticed about national politics conversations versus any of the other conversations I've had, be it cricket, be it films, be it history, culture, spirituality, all these conversations happen on a very long-term timeline level where they talk about the last 10 years, last 20 years. National politics, they keep highlighting what's happened in the last month.
True.
It's kind of boring also to really kind of then go into that and critique them, etc.
And try to get into the depth of it.
Yeah.
So I agree with that, but I still feel a little bit more critical questions, especially with regards to foreign policy, etc., could have come out. But then again, you're not a journalist. And I thought the podcast with Dr. Jaishankar, because you mentioned it, was very nice. It showed a side of Dr. Jaishankar, who, in my opinion, I think, as foreign minister, on a lot of grounds has done good work. I'm critical of him on some grounds, but on a lot of grounds, he has done good work. And again, this is me being, I am anti-BJP. But I think his outreach to, for example, the Islamic world, who have been traditional friends of India, I'm talking about the Modi government, I think it's been phenomenal. And I think that's what India requires. And these were traditional friends of India, whether it's Egypt, whether it's the Middle East. So I think that those are good stands that he's taken. Some things, and if I'm going to push it, I think that he could have toned down a bit on the whole buying oil from Russia, because now we are in a situation with Russia. Russia doesn't want the Indian rupees. And we haven't got an exception from the US to pay in dollars. So now we'll have to pay them in Chinese currency, which is an enemy nation. And we've already paid them 10% in Chinese currency. So some of it, this government needs to tone down the bravado, not go about tom-tomming it before it's done. Because now Russia's come to India and said, look, we don't need your rupees. What do we do with it? We don't really want to buy your products. We want Chinese currency. So now India is going to sell her dollars to buy enemy nations or not a hostile nation's currency and pay for Russian oil. Something that Pakistan is doing. So I think little of that should tone down. But with the Middle Eastern countries, with the Islamic countries, phenomenal outreach of the Modi government. Right? And I want to congratulate them for that. It's very good.
I mean, what I did get as a professional is just professional clout that, okay, now you've also entered this domain. But
you're criticized for that.
Yeah.
So a lot of journalists were, and I saw this on X, were saying that, look, why are ministers giving an interview to you rather than giving it to critical media houses or to critical journalists? And my counter to that is, why not you? Okay, and I'm going to be very frank, because look, if you have 6 million viewers who are watching your podcast, dedicated viewers, and I'm a politician, I would want to reach out to a new audience. The media in any case is carrying me or is talking about my policy or whatever that I'm doing. I would like to reach out to a new audience. So why not you? So this idea of why a podcaster, I think is an irrelevant, if I may go, a stupid question. Even with regards to media, isn't media biased? Both sides. They are. They also have their biases. I know anchors who come with a fixed mindset, a fixed bias. So why are they above scrutiny then? So if you are, let's assume you're a BJP ka dalla, why aren't they either side ka? So that shouldn't be the criteria. I think the criticism of you also with a lot of professionals was that you got it and they didn't. I think that was part of it.
yeah, maybe that's the undercurrent.
That was the undercurrent. I can say that for a fact.
Yeah, I'm trying to take nothing away from the years they've spent on their journalism careers, when I do have respect for the world of journalism. I have lost respect for some of the top journalists because technically you guys are thought leaders, and instead of kind of drawing out centrist narratives, or at least trying to be a centrist, you are stuck on one of the extreme ends and all your opinions are coming out of that extreme end. You're viewing the real world with that bias of what the social media algorithms are showing you.
Yeah.
So I don't have respect for you as a human. But in saying that, anyone who tries seeing the other side of the game, be it a right person trying to see the left side or vice versa, I have tremendous respect. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out this playlist for more videos just like this. It's TRS Clips.